everybody, welcome back to the Making Hope Happen series. I'm Lori Mage. This is day 48. We're going to jump right in with 3 key ingredients that are required for you to have a breakthrough, for you to navigate change, for you to master those transitions and make your dreams come true. Tony Robbins, the guru of personal development, finance, fitness, you name it, he knows a thing or two. And he says that every single successful person on the planet that has a breakthrough or continues to maintain success has these 3 key ingredients. And today we're going to talk about those. As I share them with you, I want to invite you to think about whatever challenge it is that you're going through right now, whatever change you've got going on, a goal that you're going forward, that maybe you feel stuck. And we want to be looking to see if all 3 of these key ingredients are there or if there's one missing, so you can dial up that key ingredient. And if you happen to be in a situation where you're successfully navigating change, these 3 ideas are still crucial for you to maintain that momentum that you've got and continue to have the success that you want. One of the great things about this model is you can think about it as the 3 S's. They all start with an S, so it's going to be really easy for us to retain this particular model. And we're going to go in reverse order of which one's most important. And the reason being is because people often start in reverse order. So we're going to start with the obvious thing of what most people begin to make a change happen in their life, try to make a goal come true, try to start a business. They start with the first S, and the first S is a strategy. If you're trying to lose weight, there's a strategy for that, right? You can go out and try and find a strategy to lose weight. You've got Mediterranean diets, you've got fitness programs, you've got Atkins diet, you got paleo, you got gluten-free, you've got, you name it, there's lots of different strategies for you to achieve that particular goal. When it comes to dating, there's a strategy for that. When it comes to your finances, there's a strategy for that. We are not lost for strategy. It's really, really easy for us to think about what it is that we want to accomplish in our lives, whatever change it is that we're going through. You can probably go Google it and find a strategy for it. This isn't just for navigating goals and habits and change like that. It could also just be even having a strategy to go have a difficult conversation. All you have to do is go to Google search, what do I need to do to have a hard conversation? And you'll probably find a bunch of posts out there that give you a strategy, like these are the key steps to be able to make this happen. What Tony Robbins says is most of us start with strategy, and we're not lost for strategy. Strategy is important. It's definitely important, and we don't want to overlook strategy. But there's something that's more important, because you can have the best strategy in the world, and if you don't execute on it, if you don't take action on it, then nothing's going to change in your life. So we go to the next S, story. Because oftentimes what keeps us from taking action is the story we're telling ourselves about either the strategy or why we haven't accomplished what we want to accomplish in the first place. It could be that my partner doesn't eat well and so I eat bad. It could be that my boss keeps overlooking me for a promotion. It's their fault that I haven't got a promotion. You may have a story about where you were born, how old you are. All of these types of stories can either empower us or hold us back from taking action on that strategy. The stories we tell ourselves can either empower us to take action in that strategy or hold us back, depending on the stories we're telling ourselves. If there's a difficult conversation coming up, it could be, well, they're not going to change anyway, so I'm not even going to use the strategy, right? So story matters. The third S, state. And this, he says, is the most important one. Now, we've already been talking about story and state the last couple of weeks. I'll go ahead and leave a link at the end of the video for those particular videos, and you can check them out for yourself. I'll leave one on story and I'll leave one on state. So whether we take action on the strategy is going to have a lot to do with the story we tell ourselves. But what's going to be more important, that's going to actually impact the story, is our state. That's our energy, that's our emotions. You can have all the strategy in the world for maintaining a great marriage. You can tell yourself a story that is gonna last forever, but if you don't have the emotional state, the psychological state, the physical state to actually execute on that and do the things you need to do to maintain a happy, healthy marriage, you're not gonna execute on the strategy. So we need to work on state. Not only that, state impacts our story. So when you think about the stories I tell ourselves about situations, do you tend to tell yourself good stories about your spouse when you're tired and irritable? Or do you tend to tell yourself bad stories about your spouse when you're tired and irritable? Our state impacts the story we tell ourselves, which then impacts our strategy and our ability to execute on that strategy. So if you want to have a breakthrough, if you want to navigate this change and accomplish your dreams and goals this year, we need all three. And it starts with state. And the fastest way to get yourself into an optimal state is through moving your body. Our emotions follow our behaviors. That's how it happens. Our emotions follow our behaviors. Here's an example. Try to go skipping and be pissed off. Like, there's no way to skip down the street, especially like if you're in the mall or in your neighborhood and your neighbors are watching and you're skipping down the street. It's going to be really, really hard for you to not smile, for you to not feel silly. It's going to put you in a good state immediately. That's just one example. There's been tons of research done on power poses that if you want to show up really, really powerfully to a test or to doing a presentation or showing up confidently at work or with your spouse, to do power poses, just like kind of a Superman pose where your shoulders are back and your hands are on your hips a little bit, even the victory pose, you hold that for a minute or two and you're going to immediately start to feel differently. You're going to feel more empowered. One particular study that I found really, really fascinating is they were looking at postures and how it impacted confidence in people who were working on 3 different types of screens. So you had one person working on a big giant computer screen, you had another person working on a laptop, and you had another person working on their phone. And all 3 of them expanded our bodies in different ways. You know, on the big screen, we're sitting up more, we're looking back because the screen's really giant. But then on that middle one, we're starting to lean in a little bit, we're starting to get small, we're no longer sitting up. And then when you look at your phone, you get really, really small. And that's the difference between, Clark Kent, who kind of walks around like this, hiding behind his glasses, and his alter ego, or I like to think of his true self, which is Superman, the powerful Superman. He stands up straight. Our emotions follow our behavior. It follows our body. And if you want to get into a better state, the fastest way to do that is through your body. Go for a walk, jump on your rebounder, do some jumping jacks, go for a skip through the neighborhood, do things like that, do some jump ropes, do some power poses, get those arms up in the victory pose in that way. Dancing is a great way to change your state, which then changes your story, which helps you create a more powerful strategy that you'll actually execute on. So those are the 3 key ingredients that Tony Robbins gives us for having ultimate breakthroughs, having powerful breakthroughs. You got to have a good strategy if you want to lose weight. You also got to have a good story about your ability to lose weight, a belief in your ability to lose weight. That's going to help you with your story, because what do we usually tell ourselves about our strategy? I've tried everything. I'm never going to lose weight. As long as my husband or my wife doesn't also join me, I'm never going to be able to do it. That can be harmful to your ability to execute, and you're also your own person. You can decide what's most important to you and make decisions on that. So the story we tell ourselves is going to impact our ability to execute on that strategy. And then the final one is your state. If you don't feel like it, then you're not going to do it. So we got to get that energy up. We got to get those emotions up, and our emotions follow our behaviors. That's it for today, day 49. In the bank. We're almost halfway there. I hope you're enjoying the series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you got value today, leave a comment below. I'd love to engage with you there. Again, I'm Lori Mage. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow.